G'day YouTube, welcome back to my channel Bonsai Works. I'm David. Sorry I've been away for a couple of weeks. It's just been, it hasn't been too much to do actually in bonsai. After you've repotted and did all that, you're just letting trees grow. Yeah, I'm fertilising bits and pieces. You got to be weeding your trees all the time. Things like that, little jobs like that to do. Nothing really dramatic and huge to show. But today I've got this Trident maple that I want to talk about. Before I talk about that, I just want to say thank you to all the people that have bought my last lot of trees that I put up for sale. They pretty much went like hotcakes, and thank you for the support. Obviously everyone's struggling through COVID lockdowns, especially in Melbourne. We're the most locked down city in the whole world. So that tells you how much we've been struggling here. We just can't wait to get open again and do things again. It's been very, very difficult. Not earning money and just trying to live every day, I guess. But you know, we will see the end soon, and we'll be back to normal, which will be good. But thank you for the support of those people that purchased trees. Hope you're enjoying them. They're all sold out. Thank you so much, and I hope to have more in the future. We'll see how we go. But now the Trident maple. This Trident maple, something you can do in this time of year in mid-spring. You know, it's not like you can do your pines at the moment. You can't do anything to pines because they're growing the candles. You've got to wait for the summer, things like that. So with maples, you can start the trimming process. This tree's in development, so I can be trimming and bringing it back to shape. Usually, you know, it starts to really, you know, have long shoots. You trim those back and so on. This one hasn't been too bad because I gave it a bit of a trim the other day, so I've missed out videoing it, which I should have done, but it is what it is. This tree also probably featured, if you remember, in my other videos. This was actually, I did an approach graft here. This is where I bent a large branch that was out here. I bent it around over this wound and created a new branch. I'll bring it around towards the front. Created a new branch in here. It was a very long one, so I've cut it off and I've got two small sub branches now. So I just want to try and direct some of this growth a bit better. It looks just a big woolly, messy piece of you know, tree. You know, nothing really too exciting. So really, what I want to do, I like to try and create natural-looking deciduous trees these days. Trying to get the fuller canopy, not the triangular look. Trying to have more upright growth. So you can see up here. Hopefully, you can see up here. A lot of these branches are now more upwards. More like a fan shape. It's just that there's big gaps in here. There's no branching in here, unfortunately, and there's no branching at the back in here either. This is all bare here. That's not. So what I'm trying to do, see these branches here? They come up from a little node just under this big cut here. So there's a nice little shoot that's developed over time. Now I can actually try and position this to make a new trunk of some sort and create a multiple trunk at the back of the tree. What's wrong with that? That's quite natural and quite normal in a deciduous tree. So, you know, it doesn't have to be, you can't have branches like that as a deciduous tree. It doesn't make sense. You know, triangular, you know, it doesn't really make sense. I know that's how I started with deciduous, and unfortunately nothing I can do about that now, and I've got trees in that shape, but that's okay. We're going to try and change those around a little bit. But that's what I'm planning to do today. A little bit of wire, I think, would help this tree. Bit of a trim back would help this tree. But yeah, it's really a natural looking tree that I want to keep moving and shaping into a more natural style. Like this branch is interesting, like it's coming down and then coming up. That's kind of what deciduous trees do. You know, this is like the nice little end bit on it. You know, how can we make that look better? This branch is going up here. I would like to just bring that slightly down. Slightly, you know, nothing too crazy, but just slightly down on a different angle. You know, things like that to try and fix this tree up and give it a bit more presentation. So we'll see how we go. I'm just going to put a bit of wire on it. We'll see if it makes a difference when we come back. Alright guys, so only very slight fixes in certain areas just to try and open the tree up more. It's a bit more fuller now, and even why those back two trunks to come up and kind of come up and make a trunks. See how it comes up and does that. Just a nice little spin around. It does still look a little bit triangular in shape, but I think that will improve in time. Mainly because this stuff has to fill out. A lot of this area has to fill out. A lot of that area has to fill out. And most branches are aimed in a fan shape as they go up. Some of the branches were going straight up, so I had to wire them a little bit down to be almost, so they were doing this. Now I want them just to be doing this. So hopefully that kind of explains that point. But really just going through and just trying to position certain branches in certain areas. There's a few ugly ones, especially this one's an ugly branch here, probably can see that. But eventually, hopefully foliage just comes up and fills all this area. I want to really fill in this area here, because lots of areas need to be filled in, but at the moment it's not too bad as a tree. And just to give it the chance to fill out in the right areas, in the right spots, and hopefully improve over time. Most of the branches, if they've come, this for example, this one here's goes down and then comes up and sits with foliage out in a hand shape, but it goes down and then up. So just trying to give you that the look of the deciduous tree as well. They're not flat. There's no flat. There's no flat like this, branches. So I don't know. I think just slight little changes can improve a tree gradually. Now this, as I said, this still looks a bit triangular, but I think if we fill out this and this area and those two back ones grow, it's be more of a deciduous looking tree. It is one big trunk. There's nothing I can do with that, but it's the branching, developing the branching in the shape that becomes a fan as you go up the tree. So if you're bored with your deciduous trees, get stuck into them, because there's a good chance now to start working on them. You can trim them up, and I did a little bit of trimming here and there just to bring it back into shape. Probably a little bit more trimming just to keep the top in check. I don't want to let it go too far and out of control, but time will tell. At the moment this tree is behaving itself and working towards a positive result. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. And these two branches were wide here, very young still, but that was off the graft, so that they should just develop in time. I didn't clip those. I let that grow. I want to let it grow. So yeah. Anyway, get busy trimming your deciduous trees at this time of year, especially your tridents. Mainly I focus on tridents. My Japanese maples are pretty much, once you pinch them, they're pretty much set. They don't really put up massive shoots anymore. So the Japanese maples are behaving themselves as well. Feed your trees at this time of year as well. Like I start to feed my deciduous trees just by, you can see that's on there now. But it's because the first lot of branching set, now I start to feed. So yeah, little jobs like that. Weeding, you still see there's a lot of weeds here. I still got to clean up, but that just takes time. So anyway guys, hope you're enjoying your spring weather here in Melbourne. Hopefully we'll be out of lockdown soon and be back to seeing each other very soon. Thanks guys, thanks for watching. See you next time.